Oh,
What's up, everybody? This is episode 20. It's a good episode we got coming for you. Normally we record these on Saturday, like on the weekend, but this one it's actually Wednesday today because we had to meet up during the week to get this episode done.
yes.
Because if you have not heard, there's some big stuff coming this weekend.
Massive. And it's kind of funny is we base a lot of our podcast material off of trap music.
Yeah.
And this isn't remotely trap music, I wouldn't say. Yeah. Like, J. Cole's a little trap.
I guess we'll find out.
But we will find out.
From what we've seen in the past, I guess is what we're saying. Like,
yes. It's going to be, this is a big drop. This is a big deal.
Very big deal. J. Cole fans everywhere, people who like music have been waiting for this album for a while. As his career has progressed, he's taken longer to drop his projects, I would say. So this one is, I don't know, man. The last time he dropped was 2018. So and it's been like 3 years since then. So
yeah,
we've been waiting.
It's gonna be so good. I think it's gonna be his best drop in the last
since Forest Hill Drive.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be. I already think it's a bigger deal than Forest Hills Drive ever was.
Yeah,
because that was Forest Hills Drive came out right when social media started like really popping off, and everyone was getting on it.
The hype for that, even though I wasn't even listening to rap then, but I'm pretty sure I can confidently say the hype was not what it is now.
Exactly. No, not even close.
Because that album's kind of what solidified him as one of the bigger rappers anyway. So before that, people knew he was good, but he wasn't like, when you think of the best rappers of this generation, he's at the, near the top.
Yes.
But back then, he might not have been considered at that level. So the hype is there. And the thing about this dude is he's so quiet. Like a month ago, we would have no idea this was happening because his stuff never gets leaked. It's sealed tight.
Yeah.
He doesn't go do any interviews or anything like that. He's quiet.
And we've said, in probably a couple months ago that we're expecting a Cole album sometime this year, but we said that pretty confidently, but we had no idea.
Bro.
Like we really didn't know if he was going to drop or not. Like we thought he would just because it would make sense and it's been a couple years.
Right.
And so we're due for a J. Cole album or mixtape because that's what it is.
True.
But yeah, it's like the hype for this is immaculate.
And the thing about this one that I feel like separates this from his last couple is it's kind of a part of this series of basketball rap metaphor based albums that he's been dropping. If you look back at when he first started his career, we had the come up, the warm up, Friday Night Lights, Sideline Story. All of those albums were basketball themed. And I read some article, like it was back in 2013 before he dropped Born Sinner, and they were asking him like why he's stopping. Because Born Sinner was the first album that he dropped that stopped that basketball theme where the cover art wasn't like anything to do with basketball or anything like that. And he was like, I think that story is kind of done, is what he said. And he was saying like he really relates basketball to rap in his sense, and where he really has to grind to get into the starting lineup, I guess. That type of metaphor, right? That's where you see the come up, the warm up, and Sideline Story, and then it's pretty much like a metaphor for him working his way up in basketball but in rap. Yeah. And then it stopped, and then he Born Sinner, Forest Hill Drive, all of that. This looks like the finale to that little mini series, if you will.
It might be, yeah. I think in the basketball conversation that J. Cole has brought up, I think there's a good chance this could be the end. Yeah. But it's Cole. You never know. I thought he was like done after KOD. After KOD dropped, I thought he was done with all just putting out stuff in his name. I thought he was gonna do more stuff like Revenge of the Dreamers and stuff like that. I thought we were gonna see a plethora of that
plays.
Yeah, exactly. But
and then this one had the burning basketball hoop too, so that could also signify it coming to an end type thing. And then there's so much stuff to talk about. We'll get into his actual basketball stuff towards the end, but in terms of this project, you can tell. Another thing is he even said himself, this has been planned for years. This isn't the equivalent of somebody going to the studio and working for around a year putting out good tracks. Like he's been planning this all out for years.
It hasn't even just been a plan to do it. He's been doing it
Exactly,
for years. He's
exactly.
been making music for this mixtape for the last who knows how long.
Everything he's doing seems like a calculated play. Like,
of course.
You sent me a post on Instagram that showed he dropped a single in 2018, I think, the album of the year one. In the thumbnail for it, there's like a sign, right? And then if you zoom in, it said like, what was the interlude that he just dropped? It literally had the date.
Yes.
It was like May. I don't remember what day it dropped. It dropped like a week ago, but it had the exact date of when he was dropping that track, and this was 2 years ago. So like he's been knowing what he's doing with it.
That's sticking to your plan. If you're gonna put that on an album cover or mixtape cover, whatever that was, he stuck to that and that was what? When did he drop that? 2-3 years ago.
I want to say it was before KOD.
Yeah.
Or it could have been after actually, but it's in that time frame.
Right around then.
And then to add more feel to it, like all of his boys, like all the Dreamville people have been hyping it up too, and of course they're going to, right?
Yeah,
but
well, I feel like
one of them. Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like those type of guys aren't like the time. What is she looking at? Oh, well. Anyway, J. Cole. These guys that J. Cole like hangs out with aren't the stereotypical social media rappers, and so the fact that we're seeing stuff on social media from these guys is pretty crazy, and they're hyping it up. They're like, who said it? Boz? He said we're not ready for it.
He said it was like he's gonna be his best work.
Yeah.
Like
we're trying to record an episode here.
Should we just wait it out?
Yeah.
Boz,
he said we're not ready for it. What does that even mean? How could we not be ready for it?
I don't know.
If we've waited 3 years and he's saying we're not ready for it.
It's like what we've already seen. What we thought was the peak of J. Cole.
Yeah. What do you think was the peak of J. Cole?
I feel like fair answer is like that 2014 era, right?
Yeah.
That was where he really like established himself. But honestly, I don't think he necessarily ever declined. I think he just tried different stuff.
Yeah,
like
that's fair.
For Your Eyes Only aged so well for me. Like initially, I was like, I thought it was kind of a letdown when I first heard it because I was only like 16 years old.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was looking for when listening to music then. But after a few years, I realized that album is damn near close to Forest Hill Drive for me, honestly. It's up there in his top stuff. KOD was still really good, but that was clearly like him exploring the new sound a bit more.
Yeah.
Which he can do. I still think I prefer when he goes on those chill, laid back
traditional
beats,
J.
right?
Cole. Yeah.
Right, but he can make bangers too. I mean, he did in Forest Hill Drive too. Even some of those songs have a bit of trappiness to them. So, but yeah, I think that was probably my favorite era of his was like that 2013-14 era.
Yeah, I would agree.
But that being said, with this album, I don't even really know what to expect with the sound because the interlude had the classic J. Cole sample, and you hear in the beginning, you're like, is this gonna flip into a boom bap beat? And then it hits that hard, hi-hats, trap beat, and then he comes in with the auto-tune, and I'm like, oh shit, this is flames.
That beat almost kind of had like a drill. Like, did you hear it in the high?
Like the kind of like that bounce to it. Yeah, exactly. It wasn't just like a simple.
No.
Type thing. Yeah.
I thought that was fire.
Yeah.
That song was gas.
Dope beat. Yeah, exactly. Like, honestly, so with this next album, I still don't really know what to expect with the sound. I think it'll be a decent mix because he never really chooses one specific flow or sound for a whole project. So I think we'll see our fair share of songs with bounce like that.
Yeah.
And songs with some classic hip hop drums on them. That's at least maybe that's just what I want to see. But I'm kind of hoping we get that good mix because I like hearing him on those trap beats and on these newer sounds.
Yeah, I think I
also like his old stuff.
Yeah, I definitely think I agree with you. We're gonna see a mix of older J. Cole and the stuff that he's been working with now. Because I feel like J. Cole's at a point in his career where he can afford. Actually, I take that back. I would say he can't really afford to make tracks that aren't like instantly gonna hit.
True.
Kind of like I feel like with Forest Hills Drive, every single track you heard, you're like, this is sick, this is fire, this is super popular, like you get it.
Yeah.
And then, but if you heard something like For Your Eyes Only or from KOD, at first it's like, this is okay, like because you don't really know what what you're listening for when you play a fresh J. Cole album or mixtape. You don't know what you're gonna want to look for, and so I think going into this, like, I already know his bars are gonna be insane. Every single track, his bars are gonna be insane. I think we're gonna see 2 or 3 tracks where they're a little whack and they're gonna sound off at first, but we're gonna go back and it's gonna sit with us for a month or 2, and we're gonna be like, oh my gosh.
We'll have an episode a year from now looking back on it.
Yeah, we will.
About how it aged perfectly.
Yeah, no, this mixtape's gonna age perfectly.
Exactly.
Like, I'm calling it right now. Like, it's not gonna age like KOD. KOD didn't age that well.
No,
yes, it was a great album.
It was great. No disrespect, but
it didn't age well. No one's listening to it.
It was probably one of his, in my opinion, lower tier albums. Like, it didn't really hit that much for me. Like, I would even go as far to say as, like, it was his worst, but
he just kind of overdid it.
Yeah.
Like, he was experimenting with his newer style, and like, it hit all right, but it wasn't like it was just a little off, I think.
Yeah, but he was trying a new sound and he still hit it well, and I think it's important to note that it's good that album did come out, because it was him trying. Obviously, it's good that it came out. It's a good J. Cole album, but it's him trying that new sound, and it didn't quite hit all the way. But since he's got that out of the way, it's been a couple of years. He's clearly improved in that area and just in general. So I won't be upset if he tries to go for that sound again with some of his tracks, because I know they're going to be.
That's what I'm saying. I think we're going to see 2 or 3 tracks. They're going to be similar to the tracks we saw in KOD. Yeah. They're just going to be a little bit more, like, fine-tuned. They're going to be.
I think just experimenting, he's going to narrow it down to the perfect sound.
Yes. Stuff. And I also think, we'll talk about the features now. Yeah. Because it is a mixtape. Historically,
is it confirmed a mixtape?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Well, I'm 99% sure. All my research is pointed towards.
Hey, show them your notes.
Oh yeah, notes. Okay, so I made this right when the interlude dropped, like probably 10 minutes after the interlude dropped at work, and I was like, okay, we're going full detective mode. But I've got some notes here, and one of the first things I wrote down, is it an album or mixtape? And I was looking, doing research, and I'm like 99% sure it's a mixtape. And let me tell you why. Not only is it because, like, my sources have been telling me that, but, like, he's been hinting at features for the last year and a half. And we didn't know this project was going to exist that long ago. I mean, we kind of did, but we weren't sure. But the fact that he's been working with so many new Dreamville artists, and I would say Revenge of the Dreamers, like, both of those albums or mixtapes or whatever they were very successful. I thought they were super underrated, and they didn't get a lot of attention because there were a lot of, like, unknown rappers on there. It wasn't a stacked mix of rappers, but it'd be insane if there was not one feature on this mixtape.
Dude,
like,
and at this point, he doesn't have anything more to prove. Being a solo artist, that's what he kind of did with Forest Hill Drive, double platinum, no features. He proved that he doesn't need help to make an album of that level, right? But at this point, he even said it in his. If you guys watched his documentary that he dropped a few days ago, it's like 15 minutes long on his YouTube. Recommend. He was saying at one point, he really hinted at having features, because he was like, at this point, why not? You know? He didn't explicitly say, like, oh, it's going to be loaded with features, but he's like, working with other people sometimes brings out the best in you. And he definitely didn't. Like, I think it's confirmed there will be features. But the question is, how many and who will it be?
How many?
Is he gonna? Because he can go different routes. He can do a Dreamville type thing where he puts on his boys, some lower level things. But I don't think he will, because that's what he did with Revenge of the Dreamers.
Yeah, that's Revenge of the Dreamers' job.
That's Revenge of the Dreamers. Yeah. I think with this, Drake. Maybe.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm
gonna be honest.
That's what I'm thinking too.
It wouldn't shock me.
They were hanging out like a year ago. They posted that picture. They were in the car together.
Yeah, and the last time they did a track was J. Cole's first, like, official album, right? In 2011. You know that, especially if this continues, if this is correlated with those old basketball-themed albums, it makes sense for him to have Drake on it again. And Drake's popping, obviously. Like, it just makes sense at this point. Because if they did it, it wouldn't have made as much sense if they collabed in, like, 2014. Because they're both proving themselves at the point. Like, but at this point, they're at the top. Why not?
Why not? And he was saying in the documentary, he's like, I don't want to look back in life and have the feeling that he missed out because he didn't have he didn't have these awesome features on his stuff. He's like you're saying, like, why not? You know?
That's why I think it's not even bold to assume that there will be Drake or somebody on that level on it, because at this point, why not? Exactly.
So if you had to guess, give me like 3 to 5 artists other than Drake. Not who you'd like to see, but who do you think we're gonna see on there? You'd like to see.
I mean, obviously, I want to see Kendrick. Everybody does.
Yes.
I don't think he'll be on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there any reason why you don't think, or you're not?
I just have a feeling it won't happen. Okay. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope on everything we can come back and look at this podcast and be like, I was stupid for saying that. Yeah. But Kendrick's so quiet and so selective with his. But then again, he features on like with Taylor Swift and like Adam Levine sometimes. Like, so it wouldn't. I don't know. I really hope on everything. Honestly, if he's willing to have features, I'm not ruling it out. I'm just guessing it won't happen. Yeah. Just because I've waited so long for them to drop more and nothing's happened. I'm just not optimistic anymore about it. But I mean, he's cool. 21 Savage.
That's true.
I don't know how I like their track together. I don't know too much about how I feel about their styles together, but he was in his documentary. He's cool with him. Yeah. Maybe.
That could be like a mentor thing. Yeah. Because I know 21 looks up to J. Cole a lot now, and they just
true.
And their track, what was it? A lot.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
they killed that.
They did
They killed that. So if we get another track like that,
yeah. But honestly, like back to your question, I don't really have any guesses because we haven't seen J. Cole work with that many people, so I don't even know.
Yeah.
Like, what if he has Uzi? I don't know. I really couldn't tell you.
I think we'll see Jid on there.
You think? Wait, sorry. Oh, Jid.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like his. They don't miss.
They don't.
Jid he's up next. Mm-hmm. He's already up. Honestly, he's doing his thing.
Yeah.
That would be a great feature. I hope it's not overly featured, but I also hope that like it's.
I don't think it will.
I don't think it will be. I want tracks where it's just him, but I also Drake's gonna be on it. I don't know. I'm back to that. I really think he will be.
Yeah, I think he will be too.
I think he will be.
What kind of track do you think that will be though? Do you think that's going to be a track that they... Because I feel like there's certain songs that artists put out on albums where they're like, this is the one selling song. Yeah. This is the sicko mode song. Mm-hmm. Do you think... I think naturally it'll be like that. Like, just with J. Cole and Drake on a track together, people are going to hype it up whether it's gas or not.
Yeah.
But I think that could be like the song. Like, of the album.
Well, could be. I mean, it'll be hype regardless, but yeah. The question is what type of vibe they go for.
Right.
Because they could do so much together. They could go on just bars on the hardest sounding beat of all time, or they can find a nice soul sample from the 70s, flip it into a little slower paced, bouncy, like R&B type track.
Oh, yeah.
Drake comes in with a little hook or something, and then he has the second verse. It could be like that. It could be they could do UK drill for all I know. Like, honestly.
I think we might get a drill track on that.
Imagine. That would be actually pretty sick. I've never even imagined like J. Cole on a drill type track, but he could hit it, no doubt in my mind. And if he's exploring new sounds, like that'd be sick. Yeah, what were you saying though?
Has J. Cole and Kid Cudi done anything together?
I don't think so.
Oh, man. Imagine.
If they made imagine if they made another like Love Yours type track with Kid Cudi, dude. Imagine if Kid Cudi remakes Love Yours.
Love Yours with the Kid Cudi hums. That would be nuts.
I would go insane. But no, that would be cool. But honestly, I don't know. What about you? Who do you want to see, and who do you think realistically could be on it?
Who do I want to see? I want to see A$AP Rocky on there.
Oh, okay.
Elaborate. I mean, recently I've been listening to a lot of A$AP Rocky. Not a lot of A$AP Rocky, a lot more A$AP Rocky. Okay. And he is very lyrical.
Yeah.
And in one of the documentaries, I don't remember which one, but J. Cole mentioned A$AP Rocky.
Really?
And he's like, yeah, I really like this kid's bars and stuff. So I would like to see him on there. I don't think we will. Mm-hmm. But I would really like to. But someone who else? Who do I think will be on there?
Yeah.
I think we'll get like I think we'll get like an Earth Gang or like a Boz or something. But from like massive artists, I don't know. It's hard to say.
It's so hard to say.
I think he might get like a singer on there too to sing like a hook or a chorus or something, like someone random, like an Adam Levine or like
what if you got like Miguel again, like Power Trip, whatever. Okay, here's a question. Back on the features thing. Yeah. Do you think there's a chance he brings in Jay-Z or Nas or something like that?
Oh, maybe.
Those are both big influential artists.
Jay-Z and Nas just dropped a track with DJ Khaled, which I really like. That's a great track. I forget.
Fire.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
Great track. I've added it to my playlist, and if Jackson adds it to the playlist, it's a guess. So we know those guys are working on music right now, so we might.
They're not done with their music, that's for sure. So yeah.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
Just Nas. I don't Jay-Z. That'd be cool because he's a goat. But Nas. That's personal. That would be.
We know their history, dude. And even Jay-Z too, because that's like that was like J. Cole's mentor, because he was signed to Jay-Z's label, he came up with him. Yeah. But I think I prefer Nas because I think he hits those J. Cole type tracks a little better. But
they have similar flow, similar style. But
it could be any. Yeah.
What if we get a track and it's Nas talking about how he let J. Cole down?
It's called Let Cole Down.
Yeah. That would break. Bro. That would be a top chart one.
Yeah,
for sure.
Oh man,
I think this whole album's gonna be on the top charts until Certified Lover Boy comes out.
Yeah. Oh, easy, dude.
And I think it's unfortunate that those two albums are gonna come out. I'm assuming pretty close to each other. I think Certified Lover Boy, we're gonna get that in like 2 months.
Yeah.
Around.
I bet like June or July or something.
Yeah. In early June, one to kick the summer off. I think that's Drake's kind of goal when he drops albums. He drops them in specific times.
He does.
But I don't know. I think it'll be number one until until Certified.
Because I remember KOD was number one for a minute.
Yeah.
So and this I think is going to be I think this one has more hype than KOD. I think it's going to be better than KOD. I think it's going to have better features. I think it's just going to be.
It's had the most hype out of all of his stuff, like collectively.
Okay. Actually, were you going to say something?
No, I was just kind of looking at this.
I was going to bring up Kill Edward, which is J. Cole's alter ego. I see it on the notes.
Yes.
Do you think we saw on KOD Kill Edward had some appearances? Do you think that's something J. Cole would do with this project, or do you think that is...
I think we might get a track with a little Kill Edward on there. I think we will. At least one. I don't think we'll get more than 2 or 3 though.
Yeah, I don't think he'll overdo it. And the thing is too, also, I mean, this is kind of because the Fall Off is that not to go off on a tangent, but is that supposed to be his next album?
I think so. Okay. I'm pretty sure.
Because if this is a mixtape, that's an album. If I wouldn't be shocked if maybe this is a mixtape where he's having fun, he's just getting all these features, doing his thing, and the Fall Off is something where we see more like just J. Cole type thing with maybe Kill Edward, maybe some Dreamville dudes. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's all speculation at this point.
Who knows? Kill Edward. So on that list, if you don't know what we're talking about, I'll put a picture up there for you for the YouTube viewers. I've always wanted to do that.
Dude, I know I've never done that in my life. It's actually really cool.
You can probably see towards the bottom of it, we have features crossed out, Revenge of the Dreamers 3 crossed out, the off season, we're on that, It's a Boy right under that. What is that? We don't know what that is. And then the Fall Off. So It's a Boy, from my research, it could be a Kill Edward album.
Oh, shit.
Or it could be a movie. About his...
Elaborate.
Okay, so...
That's a good one,
Let me elaborate. So, this was June or July last year. Him and his wife announced that they had another kid, their second son. Which is funny because for all these years, I thought J. Cole had a daughter. I don't know why. I just thought he had a daughter.
I thought he did too. I didn't even know he had 2 kids, dude. I didn't even know he had a wife.
I know. Isn't that crazy? I had to Google pictures of her. I didn't know.
It's crazy.
I don't know she was a thing. But yeah, so It's a Boy. Kill Edward album? Maybe. Movie? Maybe. Is it about his kids? Maybe. I don't know. We'll bring that up in another episode. But
back on the movie thing, did he ever? I think it's on the notes. He hinted at dropping a movie in like a soccer doc or something back in the day, right?
He said in an interview or an article that he was interested in making a movie. And he's been killing these documentaries.
Yeah. What if he made like a 2-hour long one or something?
Yeah, I think it'll be more of a documentary than a movie.
Yeah.
But who knows? Who knows? Also, in the song Sacrifices, the last song in Revenge of the Dreamers 3, he says, and plus we got another one on the way. That was the boy. It's a boy. So I'm just citing my notes, I guess.
Detective Jackson.
Detective Jack on a train.
That's a good tag.
Yeah, but that could be fun. A movie. I think it'll be a documentary. That could be sick.
What if it's another mixtape? Imagine.
What if it's something like? What if it's like a musical? And
that would be beautiful.
And it's the mixtape stuff in this movie.
Yeah.
Revenge of the Dreamers.
What if we predicted that? We would be the only people on this planet to predict a musical, dude.
Imagine. Yeah, I know. We're calling it right here.
It would be so good. It would be so good. A Broadway J. Cole musical.
and it talks about. Wait, It's a Boy. It probably wouldn't have anything to do with the basketball career he's about to endeavor.
Shall we do a transition?
Yeah. Why is J. Cole?
He just.
What is he doing?
We didn't hear a thing about this dude for damn near a year or whatever.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden drops a single, announces his album, drops a documentary, signs to a professional basketball team in Africa.
So he must be decently good at basketball then. Like from the clips we've seen, because we've seen clips from him in the last like kind of year and a half, 2 years-ish of him just kind of shooting.
Yeah.
Maybe some scrimmages with like some NBA guys and stuff, and he doesn't stand out by any means.
Yeah.
But you could see he's a solid player.
I mean, he's got a strap.
He does have a strap.
I remember seeing some video of him throwing down too. Like he's like 6'3" or something.
Yeah.
Like, but I mean, he's old. So obviously, I don't remember. There was that rumor that he was gonna try to sign with an NBA team. And
there's no reason to try to sign with Charlotte. Or something
or like Detroit or something. Like obviously, he would not be good enough for that. The only reason a team would do it would be just for the hype and the fun of it. But like this is some pro team in Africa. I think it's like I don't remember what they're called, but
I don't either.
It's a smaller league. Obviously, going to be like not NBA level. So for who knows? I honestly don't know what the competition's like there. I don't know how good he is, so I have no clue.
You're gonna have to do some research on that.
But he's got a game this Sunday, and I'm excited. We were also talking about maybe doing like some reaction type videos on a YouTube channel. So if he has some good highlights in one of his games,
we're gonna hop on.
We're hopping on that.
We're hopping on that.
We're hopping on it for sure.
We're comfortable with YouTube now. And
he's the editing god, by the way.
I'm not an editing god by any means.
He's doing his thing.
Sam Titch is an editing god. Shout out Sam. I think we're gonna shout out Sam every single episode from now on. Why not? Sam's the GOAT.
What's up, Sam?
Anyway, yeah, I'm not an editing god. I'm starting to get used to it. It's easier than I thought it was gonna be, so that's nice. But yeah, YouTube, expect that.
We're trying to do more than just podcast stuff, you know.
It's more than just a podcast.
It's gonna be a brand. That's the goal, you know.
It is.
But
merch coming soon.
But yeah.
Probably not.
Someday.
Once we start making money off of this, actually, I'm not gonna say that because we're probably not gonna make $1 for a while. But I want to put out merch. Just why not? Bro, what if we just start selling our old clothes, and that's our merch? The clothes we wore on the podcast, we just start selling it. That would be a hot market when we're like big.
Bro. Everybody just wants, like, that's Jax's old shirt.
Everyone wants this. Obey.
Hey, J. Cole had his whole thing's dreaming big, Revenge of the Dreamers. Dude.
Oh, yeah, we are dreamers. We are dreamers. This podcast is going places.
For sure.
Mark our words. Back to J. Cole.
What else we got?
What else
still
we got?
More to talk about.
I mean, we kind of mentioned everything that's on these notes right now.
Yeah.
The seeds for the fall. Yeah, I don't. I don't know. Oh, okay. This is another thing I wanted to talk about. He said, forgot what that was on, but I saw something on the internet. And he said, "quote I miss rhyming how I used to rhyme on the come up," which was in 2007. That's when the come up dropped. So, do you think that we're gonna see older J. Cole type flow on this mixtape? Like old J. Cole. I'm not talking
not
album.
even like
I'm talking mixtape.
We're talking like pre-2010s J. Cole.
Yeah.
Which is such a slept on version of him.
Oh, yeah.
I honestly, some of those mixtapes I like better than some of his albums, like easily. But I think since then he's only gotten better at flow and lyricism, obviously.
Yeah.
But that flow was still nasty. So I would not be shocked. I mean, at this, like you said, this is all speculation, right? Who knows what we're really going to see? Because he's such a mystery of a rapper. But that's a good bar right there.
It is.
I want to. Those beats and some of those old albums. I really do want to see like some of that old school J. Cole production level and see him. You know,
I think we will see
beats with that old flow. Yeah,
I think we are going to see a really refined version of that.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to be identical.
Not the same, but like elements of it. Yeah,
yes, elements of it. Yeah, like some more boom bap. Because that's what he did. That's how he started. It's just some classic, just
like
rap.
Some of that, just like that old school drums. A lot of sampling, like a crazy amount of sampling.
Yes.
I think like every one of his old beats was a sample from somewhere.
Even a lot of his new stuff.
Yeah, true. The interlude was very clearly a sample.
Yeah.
So he's like next to, other than like Kanye, J. Cole in his sampling is on a different level.
I want to know how much of this mixtape that he produced, like,
that's a good
kind of by himself. Like, I'm sure he had producers come in and help and stuff like that. And I don't know, we might see some tracks where it was a single producer. Like, I don't know who he's had before, but
he works with this producer called T Minus a lot. Who a bunch of KOD stuff. So maybe we'll see him. You know?
I think we'll see some T Minus.
Yeah, probably some T Minus. But dude, I'm kind of hoping a lot of it is produced by just him, because a lot of his classic J. Cole tracks, as far as I know, are produced by him.
Yeah.
And he's got a style of beats that he makes.
Well, he knows his sound.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he's known I would say even since he started.
Yeah.
Like, he knew, like, this works best with my voice, because he does have a particular voice that only works with a certain type of music.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give you an example. Like, remember the track The London with with Travis and Thugger?
Yeah.
It just wasn't his sound, you know? Like, it was a decent track.
It's still hype, I'm with you.
It was just kind of awkward because Travis and Thugger have a very specific sound that works with them, and it's not a very lenient sound where you can just kind of throw anyone on there.
Yeah.
I don't think J. Cole necessarily belonged on that specific track. I think they could figure out a track with Thugger and Travis. It'd be tough. I think it'd have to be more like a Maria I'm Drunk kind of track. But
yeah, that's a good point. That was still a good track.
Yeah,
but it wasn't. Yeah, it
wasn't J. Cole.
It wasn't his sound. It was something different and new from him.
He was trying it out though. I give him props for that. He did his thing.
He held his own. He had good bars still. But like, no, for sure though. I do want to see.
I got a cramp.
Oh, that sucks. Oh well. I do want to see more, kind of like. I guess I'm always cautious with new music, and I always want what I expect and what I've seen from artists before. So like, if he wants to try something new and he kills it, then sheesh, I'm wrong. Then like maybe it'll be even better than what we've seen. But maybe. I kind of do want to see more of what we have seen from, but more refined, like you said.
Yeah.
But
is there anything you don't want to see on this mixtape? Or like an artist? Like, I'm sure there's a boatload of artists you don't want to see on there.
Yeah.
But
if it's features, I only want it to be like really big artists at this point. I don't want to see. I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to see any Dreamville dudes on it, just because they have a whole different album.
Yeah,
they do their Revenge of the Dreamers. I honestly, even JID, he's the only one I'd like to see maybe on one track. But even then,
I'd give JD one track.
But honestly, I don't want to see any Dreamville dudes. I want to see. Call me a hype beast. I want to see Drake. I want to see Kendrick. I don't want to see like any super trappy dudes, unless I don't know. I want to see some of the new sound, like kind of, I don't know, but I don't want to see it super modern trap music. You know, I don't know, man.
How about this? I saw this on a YouTube video.
Okay.
What about Corday?
Did not think about that. I want to see Corday.
Yeah.
I want to see him on. He deserves a track. Dude.
I think there's some decent odds too that he'll be on there because
they've worked.
They had their like little beef conversation thing with the 1985 stuff.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't be shocked. I bet if J. Cole had the choice, I mean, I can't speak for him, but out of all the young artists, I bet Corday is one that he'd be more likely to want to work with.
I would agree.
Opposed to, like, I don't know, Blueface or something, you know?
That would be... We see Blueface and Lil Pump and, like, Smoke Purp all over this mixtape, and it's just fire. It's just fire. Imagine. They kill it.
They're just coming in with crazy bars. Like,
that would be nice.
If he wrote for all of them, you could probably make it good. Yeah, dude, I don't know. What about you? Is there any like specific thing you don't want to see in it?
It's been kind of a trend to throw a Pop Smoke track on these new albums.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't want to see Pop Smoke on this. This isn't for Pop Smoke. No. It's just not his style.
Rest in peace.
And I give my respect.
Yeah, exactly.
To Pop Smoke. He's a great artist and pioneer in the drill and stuff like that. But I don't. He was on Kid Cudi's album.
Yeah, I was about to say, that was not...
I didn't like it. I don't like that track. I like Kid Cudi's part. I like Pop Smoke's part separately. It didn't need to be on the album, I don't think. And I'm sure Cudi was paying his dues and respect and stuff, and I'm sure they were homies to an extent. But, like, it's an album. That's going to be on your portfolio forever, and when you put out a track... I'm sorry, it wasn't a great track.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And it's hard making a track with like a posthumous artist and taking a verse that was pre-recorded and building a track around them and trying to match their style.
Sometimes that works. Sometimes, though. Like you'll get like these younger artists, like if Kid Laroi put out an album tomorrow, we would see Juice WRLD on that.
Facts.
And I would like that. You know, that's fine. That's different. That's a different.
They're going for like catchy, like good, feel good. Music, and that's why I don't think J. Cole would have Pop Smoke or any posthumous artist, because with his tracks it's more than just how it sounds. It's about the specific undertone, the lyrics, all that stuff. So if he were to have a random Pop Smoke verse, he would have to build the whole vibe of his verse around his verse and all this stuff. While when these other young artists will have it like a Juice WRLD feature, they're not necessarily matching that same like style or anything. They're just trying to make a good song. I think there's a difference.
There's a difference. You can put a Juice WRLD verse on more tracks than you could a Pop Smoke verse.
Yes.
If that makes sense. Like
true. It's a very specific style.
Yeah, very specific style. Pop Smoke has a very specific voice that really only works with, a select style of beats. I would say. Like you couldn't.
Agreed.
You could throw a Juice WRLD verse on, like, probably 40% of, like, all recent rap songs.
Yeah.
Pop Smoke, I'm giving you, like,
15, 10.
5%.
Really? Yeah, honestly, like, because even his flow and those songs, he's always recording to these drill beats, so, like, taking that flow and trying to put it on a different type of beat, it's not going to sound right.
Yeah. And I didn't necessarily enjoy when Pop Smoke didn't do that stuff. Like, I listened to his recent albums and stuff, and when he didn't do like that drill hard gangster New York whatever, just wasn't that great. He just doesn't have a voice for that kind of stuff, and that's okay. That's okay. He doesn't really have a voice at all right now. I'm just kidding. We'll probably take that out. Start this. Why did I say that?
I mean, you're not wrong.
Maybe we'll leave it in there.
It was pretty funny, but no disrespect.
No disrespect at all. I really Pop Smoke he's grown on me a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway.
Is there anything else to touch on? That's the question. It's just tough with J. Cole, man.
Do you think if we did more research up until Friday that we could find? Do you think there is a string of like synchronized stuff that he's put out that gives us damn near every detail of this album? Do you think? Because I think
Do you think he's had like secret Easter eggs and hints leading up to this type of thing, or like?
I think they're out there.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be almost impossible to find.
Yeah.
And I think if we sat down, we could find a couple. Mm-hmm. But
I would not be shocked with how clever he is and whatnot and how long he's been working on stuff. Mm-hmm. He's had like some secret pattern of something, but with what we know, I don't think there's any more we could really figure out.
I don't think so either. I've done a plethora of research.
He's done his work. He's done his due diligence for sure.
And I was looking for it, and I thought I was going to solve it. I thought I was going to crack the code, and I tried to, but I just had a bunch of random notes about his...
Great notes, though.
They're all right. Oh, well.
But album's dropping Friday, right?
This Friday.
Yeah.
Just a hint for all you guys. When an artist says they're dropping at midnight, which that's what happens. Yeah. That's East Coast time.
9 p.m., baby.
So 9 p.m. for all of us Oregonians, Californians, Washingtonians.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to stay up that late.
You don't have to stay up till
9
midnight.
p.m.
It comes out at 9 o'clock.
Yep.
And you know what's funny? I figured that out from... Not KOD, the one before. For Your Eyes Only.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't even remember. But that was one of the times where that happened.
I checked in at like 9 o'clock, 9:05.
And that did happen with KOD too, I remember.
Happened with KOD. It just happened with the interlude.
With interlude, yep.
So like 9 o'clock on Friday
night.
Refresh your Spotify, your Apple Music, your whatever, the YouTube, even. Refresh.
Dude, I'm so looking forward to the moment where you see the album there and you click it and you just see the features and the tracks and it's just like, imagine you just see like featuring Kendrick Lamar for like the first one. I would scream. I would literally scream.
And it sucks. I'm gonna be at work when it drops.
But you can listen to music and stuff.
Yeah, I can throw it. I can put it on.
Yeah.
But it sucks. I wish we could have got together and had a listening party.
Have a
blind reaction.
Yeah, and like. We still could, but we're too impatient for that. Like
we could definitely wait till I get off work and then do that. But I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to make either of us wait three and a half full hours.
Yeah.
Of just knowing that there's J. Cole to be discovered, and then
couldn't do it.
We're like, no, we reject to get off work. No, we're not doing that.
Maybe we do that with Certified Lover Boy whenever that drops.
Yeah, we can do that. That's okay.
J. Cole, I mean, like no,
he means too much to us to not.
We couldn't go one within the first hour without one.
Oh, I couldn't. I'd sneak.
You'd have to, man. We could fake a reaction like we had listened to it. But that's just
we could.
That's disingenuous.
No, we're not. We're not like that. We're real. We're the most authentic podcast in the world. Easily.
Facts.
When have you heard us talk cap and then not apologize for it later?
That's true. We always talk about our bad takes.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Most of them. And if we haven't talked about it, it wasn't that bad of a take.
Yeah. True.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, and if we were dead wrong about what we expect of this album, then
I don't think we are. I think we're pretty pretty close.
I think we're close.
We have a good expectation.
Facts.
But yeah.
Yeah, this one was pretty much just about this J. Cole thing because we wanted to get it in a podcast before the album dropped. Just to give our thoughts and predictions.
We did it for you guys. So
exactly.
You know what you're going to get into.
So if you came here for basketball stuff, that's going to have to wait till next episode.
Yeah.
And that episode will also mostly be J. Cole. Fair warning. I mean.
Yeah.
But we'll still have some basketball discussion. Things are getting good in the NBA world. We got playoffs coming up soon.
We got House of LaMelo back.
back. We got all sorts of stuff happening there. So expect more soon. Mm-hmm. We're gonna get this out. This will probably drop today.
Probably
work on it after this, get it edited and whatnot. But
also, I would like to say, like 2 weeks ago, we surpassed 500 total listens on listening platforms, not including YouTube.
Yeah.
So, congratulations.
Kudos.
We did it.
We killed it.
We called that. We wanted to get 500 before summer starts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's not summer yet.
Not summer
yet. It's just May.
Yeah, 500 is crazy, even though it's mostly
season.
Probably people. It is the off season. It's still probably a lot of people we know, but that's so awesome. Regardless of who you are, whether you know us or not, listening to us means so much.
It really does.
Really appreciate that, yeah.
We just have so much fun it's too much fun to care about how much listeners we get.
Yeah.
It's just cool to look at.
That. It's fun to look at and see, but
it's
like this is just a normal conversation. at this point. Like
we would have had this conversation regardless.
Yeah, exactly. So why not record it and put it out for others? You know, it's just fun.
We're doing it for you guys.
Exactly.
We do it for us because we love it and it's fun.
We got to come up with a name for our fan base. Like,
bro,
grab him. Dude, stay tuned.
This guy's huge.
Dude, what?
How did I forget?
Bro.
How did I forget?
Dude, that thing is literally an NBA player. What the fuck?
Dude, he's huge. Episode 20, most important episode of the podcast because it's a milestone and we like it.
I forgot about this.
This is our mascot.
We got a mascot. It's literally a 7-foot tall fucking mannequin.
Dude,
oh! His arm just fell off.
What's his name?
Bro, he's built.
Grab you by the.
Dude.
Also,
dude's literally 6'5".
He's dripped out.
Yeah. He gave him the Travs, dude.
He got the Travs.
Dude, we'll have his. This is how we're gonna debut our merch. He's gonna be wearing it in the background, bro.
That's a stellar idea, actually.
But yeah, we got to come up with a name for him. Our boy here, Trappy. That's a bad name.
We'll figure it out.
Trappy Patty. I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
And we got to come up with a name for you guys too.
Comment.
Yeah,
what should his name be?
Yes. Ooh. If you're up to this point, leave a YouTube comment, Instagram comment, TikTok, whatever. We need to know what his name is.
Official mascot of Trap Turnover, though. Like, no cap. Like,
yeah.
How could he not?
Bro, look at him.
Look at him. He's packing.
Bro. my man's got his priorities. He knows what he's doing.
I don't know. I don't think the camera can even see him. They probably just
see his dick, honestly.
They probably do. But yeah, this is our mascot. This is probably our number one fan.
Yeah.
Comment a name for him. We don't have a name. Something spicy.
We need a name.
We can name him like Edward or something.
Yeah, it could be Edward or like.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
He's a really cool guy. He doesn't say a whole lot.
He's just watching, having a good time, you know.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, this is the guy. His arms fall off often.
Yeah.
It is what it is, but yeah, I don't know.
Dude, if somebody walks down the sidewalk and looks in your window right now,
I know. Like, I'm kind of hoping someone does.
I really do. See these microphones that this mascot.
How did I forget? This is like the main hour.
I know, I forgot too, but I'm glad we remembered. It made this episode so much better. All right, well, do you have anything else to say?
This is the reason why you should stay to the end of every single episode.
Exactly.
You never know. You never know what Jackson's going to bring out. He just brought out a 6'8" mannequin who's an absolute unit, and now he's the mascot. And if you're not going to know if you didn't stay.
Exactly.
And if you stayed, you're going to hear this. If you didn't stay, you're not going to hear this. You're not going to know. You're not even know this conversation existed.
You have no clue.
Yeah.
That's on you. But if you're here, shout out to you.
Big shout out to you.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. If you haven't yet listened to our most recent episode, we interviewed real estate god Seth Murphy. That was a great episode.
It was, for sure.
But yeah.
Peace.
Well, yeah.